A lot of you young men want a quick fix in your life. You want to undo all the bad things that you did to yourself within a couple of months. I'm here to say that self improvement is not like that. Once you start, you do the good habits for life. But this is not some YouTube challenge or some transformation challenge. This is a lifestyle change that needs to be implemented by you. A lot of you are used to instant gratification, getting the pleasure of doing the activity right then and there. What we do here with self improvement is the exact opposite of that. We delay gratification. We do the hard work now so that our future self can enjoy the benefits of it later down the line. Instant gratification always has negative consequences attached to it, whereas delayed gratification does not. When you start to go to the gym, when you start to gratitude journal and read, you need to remember that you're doing these things for life. And don't be judgmental about yourself when you start. Everything is a skill that needs to be developed. So if you're shit at the good habits at the start, that means you have a low skill in that particular activity. When you have the mindset of, oh yeah, I'm doing these habits for life, then you start to think that, oh yeah, I have my whole life ahead of me to get better at these things. And that's the mindset you should have going forward. I like to think that progressing in the good habits is like progressive overload in the gym. If you don't know what progressive overload is, it's when you progressively get better at whatever exercise you're doing week by week, even by the slightest amount. It can be 1 rep or 1 kg more. It doesn't matter how much as long as you keep progressing. So now take the same concept and apply it to the good habits that you're implementing. Just get better at them even by a minuscule amount every week. Without you even realizing, when you look back in 6, 8 months, you have progressed so much compared to where you were at when you first started. You will be completely unrecognizable in a year, bro. Just think about it. You probably went your whole life without being on self-improvement. And in a year, you have undone all the bad things you have did to yourself. How incredible is that? The amount of confidence you will gain with the muscle and the knowledge you gain is immeasurable. Once you change your life, now it's your responsibility to change your friends' lives and get them onto self improvement as well. These might be the friends that you did the bad habits with. It's important to surround yourself with brothers on the same journey as you. Now, if they don't want to get into self improvement and they want to keep doing the bad habits, that's up to them, and you can't be around those people, bro. I know how hard it is to cut people off, but that sacrifice is so worth it because you're gonna grow beyond your imagination because of that. The thing is that you're gonna find like minded men on the same journey as you in places like the gym. So don't get discouraged if you lose your original friend group. You're gonna find young men that are 10 times more valuable to you later down the line. It is so important for you to cultivate a brotherhood because these are the men that will hold you accountable for the actions that you do. If there is no accountability, then you probably wouldn't perform the good habits to your fullest potential. Apart from the good habits, you probably wouldn't perform in life in the same way if you weren't held accountable. This is what brotherhood brings to the table. They will be there to applaud your wins and they will be there to critique you as well. I hate this fucking lone wolf mentality that most men in the self improvement community have when we all know that the lone wolf dies alone. Bro, you can't do this shit alone. Even though it's called self improvement, you don't even have an outside view of how you're improving and your weak points. Only your brothers can give you that outside perspective and let you know if you're doing something right or wrong. Otherwise, you'll be halfway through your journey doing something wrong until you realize it, and now it's too late. Whereas if there's always someone watching what you're doing and giving you feedback, you wouldn't go wrong. You need to make sure that you cultivate lifelong friendships with these men because self improvement is for life. Most young men, when they start their self improvement journey, they don't have the mindset of this is for life. So when they miss a day or two of doing the good habits, they automatically feel like shit about themselves. I know some of you even started doing the bad habits because you think, oh yeah, I fucked up already, so what's the point? You didn't fuck it up. You just have to have the mindset of, oh yeah, this is for life. So it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I will get back on it tomorrow and I'll be fine because I have my whole life ahead of me to do these good habits. But if you miss these habits multiple times a week and you still have the same mindset, it's not going to work. This is for only those of you that stick to the good habits 90% of the time and miss the good habits maybe 1 or 2 days here and there and feel shit about themselves. But if you miss the good habits multiple times, you need to get onto self improvement properly first. Fuck the mindset. You need to take out a notepad and make that your habit tracker. Write down the day on one column and write down the habits on the rest of the columns. This habit tracker should be like the Bible for you. You must obsess over this every day. Tick off each activity as you go through them every day. The goal is to get as many ticks as you can on this habit tracker. First, we want you to get consistent in the habits, so fuck the intensity of it. Bro, think about it. You have your whole life ahead of you to add intensity to whatever good habit you're doing. But we want you to be consistent first in exercise, gratitude journaling, meditating, and reading. So what you need to do is start small and build your way up. You're gonna have the most friction when you first start something, so make it as easy as possible on yourself. Literally do 1 minute of meditation a day, do 10 minutes of exercise a day, and write one line of gratitude a day as well. Remember, we are doing these good habits for life. Now, straight away, your ego is going to think that you're better than doing one line of gratitude a day or 10 minutes of exercise. Yes, you're probably better than that, but it's very short lived. You might think you're better than 10 minutes of exercise a day and start doing 1 hour instead. Bro, chances are, if you don't love it from the start, you won't stay consistent in it doing 1 hour every day. Instead, you will do 1 hour for a couple of weeks and then quit after that because it was too hard in the first place. Instead, if you just do 10 minutes of exercise every day for a month, after 1 month, you're going to have way less friction to go to the gym in the first place. So at this point, it becomes a little bit too easy for you. So you extend your original 10-minute session to a 20-minute session. Now it becomes a bit of a challenge, but you're still able to pull through because there's not much of a difference between a 10-minute and a 20-minute session. All this time for a month, you've been consistent in going to the gym. You showed up every day, bro. Congrats, that's progress. A month ago, you didn't even step foot in the gym, and now you're even starting to see some results after going for 1 month. Then you keep applying the concept of progressive overload to the duration of the exercise. Say you increase it by 10 minutes every month. In 6 months, you will get to an hour of going to the gym. This is how discipline is built. It doesn't happen overnight, bro. Now apply what I've told you to literally everything, whether it be meditation, gratitude journaling, exercise, or reading. Do 1 minute of meditation for a week, and then 2 minutes the next week, and so on and so forth. You get the hang of it by now. This is how you keep doing this for life. I will admit though, it takes a lot of patience and a hit to your ego for you to do good. Building a discipline is a lot like dieting. Imagine you're on a diet. When you're on a diet, you have to keep reducing your calories slowly, don't you? What happens if you want instant gratification and if you reduce the calories too quickly? Your metabolism crashes, doesn't it? And now it becomes even harder for you to lose weight. This is the same with building your discipline. If you add intensity too quickly, things become hard for you and you won't be able to make progress in anything. Just like losing fat, you will lose the initial 3 or 4 kg, but then after you lose nothing. It's the same with discipline. You will go to the gym for an hour for 2 weeks and then you will quit afterwards. Once you progressively overload and get up to a good level in building a discipline, you must think, yes, I will now do this forever. It's hard to progressively overload once you've gotten up to a certain level. So you must now think that you're going to do it for the rest of your life. And as each year passes, the more exponential growth you will see in yourself. Imagine you meditated for 20, 30 years. Imagine the level of presence that you'll have compared to the people that haven't been meditating at all. That goes the same for exercise as well. Imagine how immaculate your Greek god body would look like, because you've over the years took the time to perfect your imperfections. You took the time to work on your weak points, and now overall you have a top tier physique. And that goes for all the habits. Just remember, bro, this self-improvement stuff isn't a fad. If you follow this path, you will end up somewhere great in life. I hope you have done something from this video. I wish you the best of luck on your self-improvement journey, bro.